Is brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee.
Hi there, it's another beautiful time. We're spending some quality time with us here on the show, and this is News Flash. It is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, still phones, Papa Pafie. And Franco has always got you the best of gadgets you can find. Franco Trading Enterprise is giving you all of that and even more. And don't forget that we're giving you even discount on all the accessories that you buy from us. So in case you want to buy your chargers, you want to buy your earpiece and all of that, we're giving you some discount. 40% is what you got. And so why don't you just come through and do business with us? Those of us looking forward to getting some new television sets, if you want to buy refrigerator, if you also want to buy, one of our beautiful set of gadgets that we have, very of quality, make sure that you contact Franco Trading Enterprise. Now, Franco is the only place that has been certified, and so if you're coming, say definitely you're coming to the right place. Now, call us on the numbers you see on your screens. Once again, call us on the numbers you see on the screens. Do not pick any number on social media to talk to us or do business with us. Please call only the numbers that we give you on the screens, okay? And those of you out there who want to also get some more information on our products and branches and all of that, our app is available. It's the Franco Trading app, which is available on Google Play Store. And you can just download it, and you have got Franco Trading Enterprise in your hands. Our website is www.francotrading.com, and that's how you can connect with us. And so please do well and check us out. Franco Trading Enterprise says still, folks, Papa Path. Valentine is just around the corner, and you want to show that special person some love. All you have to do is to go to Franco Trading Enterprise and get one of the phones. I mean, it could be Samsung, it could be iPhone, it could be Nokia. You just know that the person loves this kind of phone, and then you just get for the person. Especially Rosalind's birthday is next week, Wednesday. You might just want to go to Franco Trading Enterprise and get a phone, or maybe a refrigerator, or maybe you can get a... she doesn't need CCTV cameras. No, she doesn't. She wants something she can use herself. So make sure you get phones will be fine. All right. So yeah, a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise this morning for giving us the opportunity to do this. Now we're taking your comments on the issues that we're discussing today. Very shortly, I'll be looking at the front page of the various newspapers that we have here on the show. But a very big situation is happening in the Parliament House. Now, the committee that has sat down to vet the various nominees has been faced with some allegations from Oliver Barker. Now, he has been summoned to come to the Parliament, the committee, to actually substantiate those allegations, and that'll be happening today. We're going to be bringing you an update on that, but today we're asking questions. We'll be letting you know what exactly he said and why he said that, and if he's ready to face the committee or not. My guest will be in the studio to actually get into that conversation. You can also send your thoughts with us here on the show. Let us know what you think. Do you think that he's got what it takes to go and defend himself? Well, he posted on social media that he's ready to come and defend himself at the appointments committee. And so today it's going to be a face-off at that place. Now, again, we'll be having conversation around the issue of the acting CEO of Petroleum Commission and that altercation that happened in Parliament at the committee yesterday with the minority whip in Parliament. This is the man that also represents the in Sabomadi Ojiri, Honorable Anodon Pre. Now, there have been concerns about how this situation is actually going to affect the affirmative action. Some have spoken about it. Haruna Idrisu has spoken about it, and also the MP for Etiwa West has also spoken about it. Honorable Koko Asante has also spoken about that instance, altercation as well. Now, there have been demands for the woman to apologize. As to whether that is going to happen, we're here to find out. Maybe, hopefully, today something will come up, but Parliament will dig into that, all right? So these are the two things that we're looking at this morning here on the show. You can also send your messages and let us know what you think about it, all right? Now, I'm going to check the front pages of the newspapers this morning. My guest, Adel, is already in the studio, so let me probably even welcome him. And then I'll begin with the Ghanaian Times this morning. Adel, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, KMJ.
It's been a minute.
Don't do that.
It's been a minute. You've been busy, man. You've been busy with.
It's been ages.
I know.
I mean, yeah, I took a short break.
The work is the work. The job is the job.
The job, KMJ, I'm telling you. And this whole thing, I mean, I remember 2016, I was on set at Atinka FM, Atinka TV. At the time with Bismarck Brown, BB.
Yeah.
He was hosting the show together with Honorable Kokofu.
Okay.
And we had to go on break. And when we came back from break, the announcement was that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama had actually reached out to Nana Akufo-Addo to congratulate him. And when we came back on set, I had to, shake BB, and then I shaked Honorable Kokofu and gave him a hug. And we were like, okay, let's see how it goes. And KMJ, from that time up until now, we haven't rested. I know.
That's where the real job begins.
Yes. We hadn't rested. We had to push and push and push. And alhamdulillah, with the guidance of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, with the support of party executives, right, from the national chairman, the general secretary, all through and through, we have gotten to this point, and I just needed a small break.
It was necessary. I mean, you can't just.
I just needed a small break.
Keep on going and going and going without resting.
So
but it's good that you're back.
Thank you.
Well, you've been missed.
I'm back on set.
Yeah, you've been missed. Great stuff.
Chief.
Mr. Richard.
Yeah, Chairman.
How's it going, my brother?
Oh, grace is sufficient for us all.
Good to have you here on the show as well, and thanks for the time as well. So I'm going to get into the front page of the newspapers, and then we'll get into the main issues. Now, Mr. Richard Suma has joined us this morning, leading member of the Movement for Change. Adel, Umar also joining us this morning, National Communications and Director of Operations, the Greater Accra Youth Wing of the NDC, also here with us as well. We're also going to be joined by Awal Mohammed. He's also a member of the NPP communication team. As and when he's able to join us, we're going to be introducing him as well. But in the meantime, let's get into the front page of the various newspapers. The Ghanaian Times is here, and it says the most authoritative newspaper on the front page. It says, homeless take over Kwame Nkrumah interchange, pose a threat to public. And that's the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Away from that, appointments committee summons Oliver Barker-Vormawor over bribery allegations. Page 4 has got the story on that, and he has also accepted that he's ready to meet with the appointments committee. It's one of the issues that we're taking a look at this morning. Now, away from that, Ghana to get $150 million from World Bank to improve the energy sector. Page 11 has got the story on that. Dr. Opuni Seidu Agongo acquitted, discharged by Accra High Court, also captured by the Ghanaian Times. That's one of the back page. A new Tekpo Naval Training Center gets mission bridge stimulator, and the Takrady Technical University to begin nuclear science program. That's a good one. All right, so yeah, that's the front page of the Ghanaian Times, and the Daily Searchlight is here, and it says NDC's hero turns villain Barker-Vormawor to beard Sahindran today as he faces off with Ahiafo, who is the chairman of the appointment committee. Meridian Hotel poses danger to public life. That's also captured on the front page of the Daily Searchlight. Ministerial vet in Ghana must invest more in the military. Dr. Omane Buama, he faced the appointment committee yesterday, and he spent hours and hours defending many things that he was asked yesterday. 3,000 delegates, 7 African head of states expected to attend the 2025 edition of APD. That's also captured by the Daily Searchlight. And pretty much that'll be the Daily Searchlight. Now, away from that, New center is here. It says Kofi Bua reviews administration for Akufo-Addo, and Dr. Omane Buama advocates for enhanced military funding. 7 presidents, 3,000 delegates to attend 2025 African Prosperity Dialogues. That's also captured by the New Center. New NPA boss commits to advancing petroleum downstream sector, and partisanship, nepotism, self-interest. threatening democracy in Africa. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia discloses in Nigeria. Okay, all right, that's the news center this morning. Then we move on to the Accra Times. My priorities for you, Upper East, Bolga Airport, Chuchuliga, Sandema to Wiesi Road. Regional Minister Designate speaks on that. And that's Mr. Donatus Atanga Akamugri also speaking on what he intends to do for the Upper East. Now, anti-LGBTQ plus bill, I can't stay in an ungodly country. Speaker Bagin says so. Edward Bauer storms the GNPC as new CEO. Grateful to President Mahama for the honor. President Mahama fulfills campaign promise. Gold Board inaugurated. Technical committee set up to draft legal framework and closure of witches camp. Cautious engagement needed. Northeast Minister Designate also speaks on that as well. That's the Accra Times. And lastly, we have the Ghanaian publisher, and it says Kofi Bua makes U-turn, shows respect to Akufo-Addo. Omane Boama eats humble pie over GIS land grab claim. Opuni acquitted and discharged. My God has disgraced my enemies, he says. Sahel states to participate in 2025 APD, and that's the Africa Prosperity Dialogue. Acting NPA boss pledges to left petroleum sector. That's also the Ghanaian publisher for this morning. And that will be the newspapers that we have today here. Now, we're going to move on to our major issue. Don't forget that you can join us on Facebook. We're streaming live over there. I'll be reading your comments, so you can send your messages over there ahead of time. And you can also send it to our WhatsApp line. I'll read that message a bit later here on the show. What do you make of the altercation that happened at the appointment committee yesterday, which involved the Honorable Minister of Sawoma Duejiri, Anodon Pre, he's also the minority whip, and the CEO, the acting CEO of Petroleum Commission, and in the person of Mr. Hardcastle. Now, we're going to be looking at that issue here on the show, and also we'll be looking at Oliver, who's been summoned by the appointment committee to come and answer his allegations that the committee is taking monies from the appointees and, getting them through the vetting process. He says he's ready to actually face them, by the way. Anyway, but what I want us to begin with this morning is what a lot of people have raised concern about. I mean, you read social media comments and people are asking why the whole pageantry that has been characterized by the nominees that have been vetted and approved, getting into their offices with staff meeting them with pageantries. Some are getting flowers, some are getting, overwhelming welcome. And people are raising concerns about this, that we've got work to do. Is it the time for us to be making all of these pageantry, this super hero welcome into the office, when you know that already there's no time to be wasted? I don't know what you make of them, but you can send your messages to us. You think that it's normal, it's okay for us to have the people received in the way and manner they've been received. Let us know about that also. Now, I'm going to start off with Adel, because you it's your people that are receiving all those welcome, those welcome in the office. And I don't know what the party, is looking at when it comes to all of this. Yes, it was overwhelming defeat, victory. People are expecting that these people will come into office in a certain mindset that they are coming to reset the economy, reset the country, and all of that. You think it may be deserving, but you think that at this point is what we need? Can't we shove that entire, reception, welcome, and all of those things aside and say, you know what, put all those cameras aside, put all those pageantry aside, let's sit on the table. What is there, what is not, what can we do?
Okay, let me once more say a warm good morning to yourself and to Richard.
Yes, well, thank you.
Richard, it's been a while.
Yes, I did.
And then to extend a warm greeting to His Excellency, the President, John Dramani Mahama.
People are waiting for my appointment.
Come.
They better hurry up before we come. We stormed that
Everybody says
before we
it,
stormed
and
Jubilee.
messages keep coming.
They better hurry up before we storm Jubilee House.
Namo, inshallah.
Absolutely.
So, a warm good morning to Her Excellency, the Vice President, Mami Jane. My dad's office, the office of the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Umar Ibrahim for the Sunni Muslims, and then the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharutu. This morning is just a warm good morning to all of them. KMJ, you must understand that this is just one of the things that you would expect. Don't forget that aside the issues that has to do with the beauty and the kind of mandate that the people of Ghana gave to us, most of the appointees are getting the appointment in government for the first time. I mean, I'm trying to imagine Adel being mentioned to, go and head a certain institution. And on the day that I want to go, I mean, certainly you're going to have some friends and family come around and people would want to escort you and maybe take a few videos just so it will be an archive for you some years to come to say, oh, this was my first appointment. So I'm looking at it in that light. I mean, Eduji, I've seen Abbas Nuruddin's video out there. I've seen Eduji's video out there. I've seen
Maleki,
Opariado. I've seen all of that. I mean, it's just, it's that thing. But you see, the beauty of it is that happens only in a day. You get to work that first day, okay, welcome, everybody's here, some coffee, some, it's just to say welcome, we're waiting for you. It also pretty much tells you that, even within the government sector, even within the public sector, people were actually yearning for change and people are excited about the things that are happening. I mean, Logos is already working. As far as I'm concerned, DVLA, I'm told some committees will be set up and all of that. So people are pretty much doing, whatever it is that they have to do. And I think that this is the reason why you're seeing it the way that you're seeing it. What would be heartbreaking and what would be, very, very disheartening is if this continues. If I have seen, for example, Malik Basintele's video and I've seen Eduji's video, I've seen Logos's video, and then after 1 week, I'm still seeing people coming to the office and new videos coming out with pictures and videos. I mean, then all of us
chilling in the office.
Then we'll all basically be, alarmed. I must tell you, KMJ, again, that, look, all of us owe it to His Excellency, the President, to help him succeed. See, what the people of Ghana have done is basically indicate that we are conscious of the things that we go through. We are conscious of what he had done before, and we actually sincerely believe that he's that one person that would make the difference. And each and every one of us would have to make sure, whether you're getting an appointment, whether you're not getting an appointment, whether you're in the communication wing, whether you're in the party, wherever you find yourself, each and every one of us need to make sure that the president succeeds, especially the young ones. Because this mandate given to him, and the kind of government the president has set, which is the president of young people. The NDC has too much overqualified people. And the reason why I say this is because if you take a look, okay, at those that came before PNDC, those that came during the time of PNDC, they were all young people. Look at His Excellency, the former president, may his soul rest in peace, Rollins. How old would he be if he was alive today? So you had a lot of young people, right from the PNDC days, even before PNDC, into NDC, who were all young people who are still capable today to serve. Then you have all this new generation of young people, including myself, the Maliks, the Sami Jemfis, the Edujis, because in the 2000s was the Felixes, the Okujetos, the Haruna Idrisus, and the likes, you understand? So, and look at the likes of the Harunas, they're still in their prime. So you can understand that this, within the NDC, there will be a lot of, and I personally believe that His Excellency the President has 4 years. Within this 4-year term, people will be shuffled, people will move from places to places. This also tells you that if you don't do what you're supposed to do right, you'll quickly go because there are a lot of people in the queue waiting. So the more you concentrate on the work that is placed in front of you and then make sure that the right things are done, the better for you. But for me, if you ask me, I'll say, oh, it's just the first day wonder. It's been done, day one. I mean, if we see day 2, day 3, and we're entering into 1 week, KMJ, we'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. Richard,
Yeah.
I don't know if you followed, but Craig, you like it? Are you excited about it?
Oh, to start, I would like to say a very good morning to all your cherished viewers, to my senior brother, yourself, and Honorable Alan Kojo-Chiromante and all the people who surround him. And then especially to your production team. They are behind the scene. They normally don't come to the limelight, but they are doing all the good job out there. We thank them so much. Yes, to give a little comment on what is happening. It is not out of place in the first place.
Okay.
Now, those people who are welcoming the ministers that are coming there, they are public servants. And now, don't forget that ministers have come and ministers have gone. Therefore, it will be proper that whoever is coming to lead your institution, you welcome him. And you must welcome him with the understanding that you are bringing him into an environment where he should feel comfortable and he should feel at home without any form of heckling or without any form of disrespect, without any form of apathy towards him. Therefore, if you are not able to demonstrate that good gesture when he's coming to take over from his predecessor, obviously you may be sending a very bad signal. So those who are welcoming the ministers, it is not out of place. The only thing that will be out of place is when we start to do praise singing. Especially like what happened when the former Minister of Finance was at the Ministry of Finance, Ken Furiata, when after he goes to deliver some abysmal public addresses at Parliament of what the budget is about and come up with various quotations and all these things. By the time he goes back to the office, they are welcoming with a bouquet of flowers, singing praises to him. Those ones is complete sycophancy and bootlicking. But what they have been doing so far is just a show of good gesture. And we must encourage it. Because without an ambience environment, it is difficult for anybody to operate and succeed. So if they are creating that very ambient environment for the incoming minister, I think it is not out of place. But the minister can also not succeed without full cooperation of the people he has gone to meet there, because they are public servants. The minister will come and go, but the public servant will still be there. So it is their duty to share with the incoming minister the experiences and the expertise they all have, so that they can add on to what the minister is bringing. Don't forget that there are some of them who have institutional memory. They've been there 10 years, 15 years. So they have in-depth knowledge about what is going on in those respective ministries. So they have to cooperate largely with the incoming minister, because if they don't cooperate with the minister, obviously he's already bound for failure. But if they cooperate with him by the show of the love they are giving, then the tendency of the minister succeeding is extremely high. So we will only want to encourage them, not only to welcome them with a bouquet of flowers, but they should open up, they should be respectful, and they should give anything they can give within their innermost mind to support the minister succeed.
Okay. All right. So I don't know what you think about it. You can also send us your message. Let us know. You think that it's something that would continue, and if it does, you think that it will be in the interest of what we seek to achieve, especially knowing the mandate that is ahead of us. You know, the fact that we've got so much to deal with as a nation. Maybe we couldn't have just gone into the office, ask what is there, what is not, you know, and just proceed. Let us know what you think about it. Our WhatsApp line is active. We're streaming live on Facebook as well. We say a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise, kindest courtesy. We've got this conversation happening here on the show. Richard is here with me, and Adel is here with me.
Sincerely, the only one I had a little bit of challenge with is the Basintali own.
Okay.
You know, he actually called on the public. He called on his followers.
To meet him.
To meet him there, to support him. I don't know what his intent was. That perhaps he wants to demonstrate that he is for all of them. But sincerely, if you do that, you must create chaos if you are not careful.
He's been doing that throughout the process of the elections. He's had all these little bikes following him.
Yes, but you see...
I'm not sure he's been creating anything.
No, but that is a different ball game altogether. Now you have been given a responsibility to go out there and work at a youth employment agency.
Yeah.
So, and looking at the magnitude of unemployed youth in the country, even the unemployed youth within the NDC fraternity, and you put out a public call that they should support you or they should join you first day at work, what are you insinuating?
He's calling on the same people that he's about to lead.
No, but you see, that is why I'm saying it could be chaotic. It could become chaotic because assuming NDC has 1 million unemployed youth, and all the 1 million youth want to troop to the Youth Employment Agency office because everybody is trying to fight and take position. Everybody wants something. So their intent of going there is not just to go and pour flour, to go and pour powder on Basintali that he has been giving the CEO of YEA. But they've gone there with their intent and their own beliefs that he is calling on all of them to come. Therefore, when they go, the chances of all of them getting something is high. That is why I'm saying that we should not be calling on the public to follow them. The minister shouldn't be doing that, or the CEO shouldn't be doing that. If they go and those within the institution want to welcome them with pomp and pageantry, that is fair. But you don't put it out there and call on them to come and support you. It could become chaotic.
Okay. All right. We're going to move on to our next topic, which is the issue of Oliver Barker. Now, Oliver is supposed to be at the appointment committee today. So this is what he actually said. He said, and he posted this on the 24th of January, and he says, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointment committee just to get approved are those ones not affected by Oro, Strange Republic. Now, this caught the attention of the appointment committee, and they vehemently condemned it, disagreed with him in all terms, and summoned him to come and substantiate the allegations. Now, this is what he said when the committee actually instructed, the chairman of the committee instructed the clerk of parliament to summon him to come and answer some questions today. He went back and wrote on social media, "This is how a democracy improves. I look forward to appearing before the appointment committee tomorrow. Thank you." Adel, what do you make of this?
Okay, so, Kemjo, this is not the first time that we're hearing conversations of this nature. I remember when His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo took over government in 2016, you would hear people say, oh, people have to pay some money to get appointment, and this person has to pay that to get appointment and all of that. It's conversations. Even with the veteran, we've had similar situations where they would always come up and say somebody has to pay something and all of that. I think that if Oliver is making such an allegation, it's only fair that he proves it. Where I have a problem is that we really don't have enough time, because this is an issue that could have been dealt with at a later date. This is an issue that could have we could have.
The minority almost said that they should suspend sitting yesterday.
That is where I have a problem, because you see, at the end of the day, Oliver's issue can be dealt with at a later date. It can be. You don't necessarily even have to sit with him in that appointment committee. You can set up a separate committee, or you can get him to go to, the privileges, whatever it is that, can be done. It can be done. But we cannot stall the entirety of governance because somebody made an allegation. In any case, the police can actually invite him. Makes it easier. The police can invite him. Parliament or the chairman of the committee can indicate to Ghana Police Service that, listen, this is what we've seen, we're not comfortable, we want you to invite him and then ask him questions based on that. They invite him, they do whatever investigations, while the appointments committee, as you call it, the is actually going on and having their business. Because honestly, there's no time. Omanebo had to sit on seat for how many hours? 5 hours. And you have all these sets of people that are supposed to actually be vetted and then, approved, sworn in, and then the government can actually take shape. So for me, I think that, first off, there's nothing wrong with Oliver coming out to say that, okay, I would want to substantiate whatever evidence it is that I have. So we all wait to see what he has. If truly there's something that is there's something that he has and wants to put on the table, fair enough. But I would say that it's one of those things that people just, pretty much throw about. Again, I don't understand why the whole of today is supposed to be dedicated. Unless otherwise that has been changed, but just to listen to him, let's suspend and then listen to him. Okay, so if we're going, we'll listen to him and then he brings whatever evidences he brings and there's no merit into it. At the end of the day, the whole day is basically just gone away. So for me, I think that, look, this is a straightforward issue. He's made an allegation. There are several ways to find out whether those allegations he has made is true or not. Parliament can summon him in other places, they can do that. The police can actually get involved and ask him whatever evidence you have provided, and all of that can be done. But all this, the national television, sit down, let's talk, and then ask him questions, and why did you say this, who did you say? You know, like, there's no time.
If you look at what Parliament also represents, or what the committee is actually doing right now, this is a very serious Parliament business.
It is, yes, it is.
And for anybody to discredit their integrity in that form, I mean, obviously you'd want a public hearing for whoever that is saying whatever he's saying to come and prove that A or B is factual or not.
I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is that for the members who are on the committee who feel pained by the things that the gentleman has said, it is only fair that they would ask, you know, to be heard, and they would want him to come and prove himself. I'm saying, why does it have to be at that forum? That's my question. You can have that conversation in several other places, not necessarily within the appointments committee. You could still have it telecast if you wanted to. You can have investigators sit down and get him and then telecast it for everybody else to see. The same thing you want to see. You don't necessarily have to. Why should you even be a judge in your own case? If he says, for example, okay, the chairman is part of those who are basically receiving funds and all of that, why should he come and respond to the chairman? Why should it be a conversation between himself and the chairman? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why should it be a conversation between he and the people that are sitting on the committee? Because these are the people that he is accusing. Why can't we get a third party? So much such that if he got there and he said something even sensible and somebody knew that it was actually a reality, what is the possibility that, you know, they would admit on set that this is what it is? No. So if you sincerely want something to actually be done, get him on a different platform. Sit and do your work. Allow that different platform to work on whatever it is that they can work with. Bring out whatever evidences they can bring. Bring out whatever information they can bring. And then if he is lying, what do? You put him to shame. Then you can come to your appointments committee, you know, table, and then you can do your press conference within 5 minutes and say, okay, so after the investigations, these are the information that basically came out, and we just want to put it out there. And then by the time, everybody else has it. Why should it be the appointments committee vetting sitting? Why should it be there? That's my question. It doesn't really make any sense. So for me, I said that, okay, yes, they have asked for it because they probably want to put him there and request for whatever it is that he has, and no problem. But I'm saying that at the time that we find ourselves, well, look, we entered into this governance with just 5 hours of fuel for electricity. 5 hours. There's no time more. DV plates at the DVLA, as we speak, are still not out. People are still using their old DV plates, you know, from 2024. DV plates are supposed to be out there. Government will make some money out of it. All of this is told. Like, things are supposed to be done. Like there's work to be done. There's no time. So, in as much as it is important, in as much as it is defamation, in as much as it is, you know, and it's all the things that they would want to call it, I'm saying that you cannot be a judge in your own case. If he has accused you of things that he says he has evidence of, put him on a different forum. Let them go and have the conversation there. Concentrate, have peace of mind, relax. In any case, you've not taken anything from anybody. Why the stress? Continue with your work. Let them do the investigations. When you have whatever information you have, come sit on your platform, do your press conference, and then proceed. For me, if you ask me, that's the way forward.
Okay. Richard, the Chairman of Parliament Committee, the Appointment Committee, the Honorable Anyafo, was forced, literally, to ask every single nominee that went for vetting yesterday if they had asked them, or any member of the committee has asked them for any money, and insisted that those people answer the question and provide whatever evidence if they have before proceeding with the whole vetting process. That's how serious the situation is.
No, sincerely, Oliver Womavo should give this country a break. He should give us a break. Because we have a country to run, and we have a country with serious issues that are confronting us as a group of people. Oliver Womavo is doing what we call public relations gimmick. Oliver Womavo wants to be relevant in Ghana's political space. And that is not the approach. That is not the way to go about it. Oliver Womavo has an agenda in mind. You cannot just wake up and be accusing people. They say he who alleges must prove it. And now, with the caliber of people who are being nominated for ministerial positions, and with the personality of Honorable Ahiafo, it will be completely out of place for anybody to suggest that there is some bribery or there is some shenanigans or something that is untoward happening within this very inception of the vetting committee. That is completely out of place. Don't forget that NDC has 2/3 majority in parliament. So whoever has been nominated to be a minister for one sector or the other are well-known people within the NDC architecture. So who is going to bribe who? What is the intent behind the bribery? Is it that they should be soft on them? Is it that they should be soft on them and ask them soft questions? Or after the vetting, they should be approved? So what Oliver is saying has no basis. So I will want to follow what my senior brother is saying, that I don't expect the vetting committee to prioritize anything about Oliver Vomawo. They are rather giving him an unfair opportunity to become relevant in the conversation. After he organized that his demonstration and they were locked up in the cells, he's been making a lot of allegations. He did some against one of the honorable ministers sued him. Is it Kandapa? No, is it Kandapa? No, not Kandapa.
No,
not Kandapa. Yeah, no, so the long and short of it is that Oliver Vomawo has his own personal
You think
agenda.
this is deliberate?
It's completely deliberate. He wants to be relevant.
By picking up on
unnecessary
serious issues like this?
This is a complete baseless accusation. And the funny bit of it is that NPP is also trying to make a storm out of a teacup. This is not an issue for which reason you want to hold the country ransom. For which reason you say that they should pause or they should truncate a vetting process simply because somebody somewhere has made an allegation. Is this the first time someone is making an allegation in Ghana? Especially against parliament. Is this the first time? During the NPP time, there were a lot of allegations that people actually paid their way for them to be approved in parliament. In the instance of Hawa Kumsin. You remember Hawa Kumsin, many people expected her to be disqualified, but eventually she sailed through. So there have been accusations and counter-accusations against parliament, but that never stopped parliament from doing their work. So why is NPP trying to make a storm out of a teacup by trying to hold the vetting committee ransom, that until they do something about the allegation made by Vomawo, they are not going to proceed with the vetting? NPP also, as a political party, is trying to be relevant in the political space as we speak now, because they have been abysmally punched and now they don't have anything to hold on to. So they are also looking for every straw anywhere to cling on to and make themselves relevant in our communication or our governance system. So all we are saying is that today, they didn't say they will not vet. They are going to vet people, but they will take a portion of their time to discuss the issue of Vomawo. But I would sincerely wonder if he goes there and is not able to provide any iota of evidence, he should be taken on seriously. He should be silent. So that next time when somebody is out there doing some biased allegations against parliament, because parliament is the legislative arm of government, they are very, very important. They can impeach the president. The president cannot sack any member of parliament, but members of parliament can gang up and impeach the president. So that should let you know that the legislative arm of governance also have power over the executive. Executive can put a bill to parliament. Parliament can decide to dilly-dally around it and refuse to work on it. Who will be the ultimate person to suffer? It is the executive arms of government. So that is why legislative arm of government shouldn't be toyed with, because they are the representatives of the people. So if Oliver Vomawo can just wake up and accuse them for something that is, you cannot substantiate or you cannot prove it, he shouldn't be given.
Well, with the tweet that he posted after the summon, he said that this is what democracy is.
Let's not say that he just wants to be.
And he looks forward to appearing before
No.
the confidence.
What is that? In some serious jurisdiction, he would have been put somewhere He should have been put somewhere behind the bars while they are looking at this issue later to discuss it. Look, what is he talking about? Haven't we had a good governance? Haven't we had good democracy? We've been practicing democracy since 1992. So Oliver Vomawo and all these baseless accusations, for him to be invited to the vetting committee, like I said, he only wants to be relevant. Besides that, nothing else to add to this. So all that he's trying to say that this is democracy. Why? We are practicing democracy. It's not a dictatorship country we are in. It's not a military regime. If it's a military regime, do you think he'll be doing that? By now, they would have put him at counter back and be beating him left, right, front. But because he knows that democracy allows anybody to say something and go away with his coffee, that is why he's on this tangent, or that's why he's on this path of destroying the country. He has been doing so many things, and people should put him under check and balance. Because if not so, only God knows what accusation he will bring about tomorrow and what that can catapult into. Don't forget, we are in a country where Ghana is considered as a peaceful country, but we are not that peaceful. The people can revoke, the people can be rebellion. So if you have people like Vomawo, who has a social media platform, and he can instigate things like this, what do you expect? If tomorrow he wakes up and says something, and the youth rally around him and go and cause havoc at the Jubilee House or the Flagstaff House, would we allow that to happen before we take him to court? And then Ghana court, you can go to court for 6 months without coming out with any result. So I am saying that, look, the media houses and anybody should not be paying any attention to Oliver Vomawo. They have been activists in Ghana during the days of PNDC. Kwesi Pratt, Kweku Baku, and all those people, they have been political activists over the years. But you don't hear them accusing people baselessly left, front, right. So Oliver Vomawo, if he says he's a political activist, he should know that political activism doesn't mean that you should be accusing people when you don't have any proof of it. So I'm waiting to see what will happen today. If he can go before the vetting committee and prove his allegations, substantiate what he has said, and he can be able to convince all of us that really Honorable Ahiafo has been taking bribe, or the minister designate have attempted to bribe him, he must either provide a video evidence or an audio evidence or a picture evidence, because picture speaks volume. So he cannot just go and say, somebody told me. You know, normally that's what they go and do. After putting a baseless accusation, when they are asked, they will then now tell you that somebody told me. If you ask them to go and bring whoever told them, then they start running around. So all I'm saying is that we have so much bread and butter issues to discuss in this country. We shouldn't be paying attention to people like Oliver Vomawo and the things that he's been running around, trying to destroy the integrity of people. That is unfair. And he must be cautioned, and he must be brought to order.
Very well. So that's the comments that my guests are making in the studio. I don't know what you make of it. So you can also send your messages. And in time, I'll be reading some of the messages that you have sent to us already. We're looking at Oliver, who has been invited to appear before the appointment committee today. And based on some of the allegations that he made with regards to some appointees being asked to pay money before they are vetted. Now, don't forget that the chairman has totally and vehemently debunked that, and he has also said that there's no place that, you know, they've asked anybody to pay any money. In fact, yesterday, all those who went through the vetting process were asked if they have been asked to bring any money before they are vetted, and they all answered that no, nobody has asked them to bring anything like that. But one thing though, Afenyo-Markin seemed to be very interested in this. Adel, he said that Oliver is, and for want of a better word, a chronic NDC. And it's the reason why he's making such allegations, and so he's supposed to be brought to book. Is Oliver an NDC man?
When conversations about His Excellency the President, former President, Nana Akufo-Addo, came about the amount of money that people would have to pay. Those conversations came from people that were in PP, including Kennedy Japan, who hauled him to anywhere to ask me questions. This morning, I'm trying as much as possible not to use certain terms, but this is trivial. And the reason why I'm saying that is, see, sometimes you give too much weight.
You think the minorities is wasting time on
like you're giving too much weight and too much energy to something that doesn't. It's trivial. Excuse me to say, but it's trivial.
Very trivial, my brother.
There is work to be done. You have loans to be paid. You have an entire energy sector to take care of. You see what I'm saying? You're wasting time on what? On someone says someone did what? Find a different forum to deal with that. How is that a problem? The kind of allegations that have been labeled in this country over the past few years, who was called to Parliament to come and answer anything? Who? What do you call him? Stephen Adel?
Yeah.
Didn't he make mention of the fact that some $200,000 has to be paid before you see the president? Who hauled him to where? Let's move on. Like, Afenyo, and for me, I think that, look, this is the time he has to, let me take this advantage to even say something to him. I think this is the time, Honorable Afenyo, if you're listening to me, with all due respect, this is the time for you to tone down. Like, tone down. You know, like, when God wants to humble you, he humbles you. Right from the point when he said, oh, me, I won't sit on the minority chair, and me, spiritually, you are sitting on it today. You still haven't learned anything. Like, calm down, like, slow down. He has to slow down. You're young. You're coming. We're all politicians. You're young. You're coming. The party believes in you. They made you majority leader. Alhamdulillah. You're doing the best you can. You've taken the party to opposition. Now you're back. All that eagerness and all that urge to get some self-importance, to feel, you know, like he's really doing something. At the end of the day, he's embarrassing himself more. Have you noticed that people are already tired with him? Look, average persons, even within the MPP, are tired of him. You sit on an appointments committee and raise issues that are, to say you can't even understand them. I'm saying that if he wants to lead the minority and he wants to be able to be called, you know, a leader, there are certain things, you know, you don't even get yourself involved in it. Let him, he has to, like, you know, he has to come to terms. At this point, what you require is humbleness. Calm down, tone down. There are different platforms that this can be handled. Let them take it there and let them handle it. At the end of the day, bottom line, and all these things you are doing, trivial. You have billions waiting for you to pay. Energy sector alone, 2.5 billion. You're sitting here talking about somebody that's giving somebody money. What money?
Okay, so we'll try and get some messages. And also, we're looking at the issue of the don't be silly comment that has brought a lot of heat in Parliament. Yesterday, there was an altercation between the Member of Parliament for Afenyo-Markin, the Minority Whip, and the new acting Chief Executive Officer of the Petroleum Commission. And we want to take a look at that issue as well. But we'll try and get some of your messages and then also get your thoughts on the first issue that we've spoken about, which is Oliver's case. He's supposed to appear before the appointment committee today. And we'll be following that keenly and we'll be bringing you some updates on that as well. But what do you make of that situation? What do you also make of the issue of the altercation yesterday between the acting CEO of Petroleum Commission and the Minority Whip, Honorable Anodon Prayer? If I have some messages, let me just try and then walk through some of the messages and then we'll come back to the next topic that we'll be treating. But we've also been joined by Mohammed Awal, and so maybe I'll take a start on that whilst I prepare for some messages. Okay, I've got the messages. Mohammed, let me just do some of the messages and then I'll come back to you to have your take on some of the things that we've said so far. Now, this one over here says, good morning. This is Adel, Ganyu, Mangarigu, Savannah region. A woman of her caliber should not be allowed anywhere near a position of CEO. She's just going in there to torment and frustrate innocent workers who are employed to serve their country. By now, any staff working at the National Petroleum Commission would be worried about the new boss coming to lead them. Okay. This one over here is from Osebonsu in Doya Content. It says, good morning, Kenya. Please, an allegation is made against the chair. Good democracy allows for investigation. Please, it's good for the committee has agreed to investigate the matter. No one can sit and say it's baseless when investigation has not happened. This is what Ghanaians want to see. Let Oliver be put to shame. As for the minority leader, let's leave him to swim in his own pool. We are watching. And that's the hashtag over there. It says, I love what Afenyo-Markin is doing. This would prevent officials from throwing mischief around. He should vet Ablakwa for 3 days. He should be subject him to all the claims that he made. All right. That's also another comment over there. Let me go to this one over here. And it says, good morning, KMJ. It's a fact that Madame Emeafa aired, and I personally condemn insults and any similar act of its kind. I know she has regretted and would apologize, but if Parliament can explain to Ghanaians the following. MP snatched and chewed ballot paper in the House. Honorable Markin and Honorable Katie Hammond words on the Speaker in the recent court issues. Honorable Asla pushing... sitting on someone's husband. The least said about how Akumsen, Honorable Muntaka of Asawase used unprinted words on the Speaker. Military invasion of Parliament. In fact, we watched Parliament live insult and use abusive words to one another. So it's a hypocrisy or a selective justice to Madame Emefa. Simon sent in that. Good morning, Joy Prime. The NDC was in opposition and Oliver was all over the place making allegations against the NPP. What did the NDC say? We all want to hear him expose those people taking bribes. Okay, let me go to this one over here. It says, okay, that's a birthday message. We'll do that for you a bit later. So the so-called Movement for Change rep in your studio should be ashamed of himself by suggesting that because the NPP lost the 2024 election, they should not be heard. What was the performance of your Movement for Change? Shame on you. Aziz Bayo from... Oh, my God. Okay. I'm sure Richard will respond to that at the right time. Al-Hassan Sessa from Zeno Central says, good morning to everyone. I'd like to urge all appointees of His Excellency JDM not to turn the line of the former appointees of Nanado, who were full of arrogance, disrespectful, and pride of themselves, as if Ghana was their bona fide property. Madam Emefa had counsel. Comments doesn't represent the character of His Excellency JDM, and in all sincerity, I condemn those comments from her, and these appointees should show difference between them and the micro-minority group called MPP in Parliament. All right. We seem to joke too much in this country. On the other hand, we seem to encourage dramatic people in this country. This gentleman, Oliver, has been doing these things to the extent he even removed police khaki during demonstration. All he does is to seek attention. Suddenly, this very person, some has even questioned a sense of reasoning, has now even become a regular panel member on Joy FM TV News for our program. What else do we expect from him? Why is the NDC not comfortable with the Afenyo-Markin questions at the vetting committee? Give him pong. We're supposed to be giving opportunity to every person that plays an important role in this, dispensation. And so it's not as if that we're putting him there to come and disrespect or take anything from anybody in any way, but just that people can also express themselves in the public discourse. So take it easy. Good morning, KMJ. The judicial is able to bring to conclusion of Opening's court case at long last. I believe the strong hands of that hold them are weak. Time really flies. On Oliver's conduct, he's making me confused as to exactly what he's trying to achieve as a lawyer and an activist. We always create confusion when there is serious issues to be solved and to push this country forward. I'm waiting to hear him today, what evidence he has to produce. It's about time his followers think twice. Stephen Opoku from Saki Michelle Camp sent in that. Good morning. The allegations raised by Oliver about corruption within the vetting committee warrant serious attention. It is essential that these claims are thoroughly investigated through the appropriate channels. Taking prompt action on these matters can help maintain the integrity of the process and prevent any potential future issues. Timothy and Nabila in Bechem sent in that. So those are some of the messages that you have sent. Let me go to this one, maybe the last one, and then we'll go back to our conversation. Good morning, host. MPs have no moral rights to complain about disrespect because they are the epitome of rudeness in politics, because in the past they held placards referring to Mahama as Julo. drunkard. They also described Professor Mills as leading a gang of thieves. They even hailed and carried the MPP guy shoulder high for insulting Professor Mills in the past. Recently, some NPP MPs called critics as coconut head, demons and principalities. We remember when a member of NPP called Northerners cattle railers and cannot lead their party. MPP must stop playing victims because respect is earned, not imposed. Okay, a few of the messages have come through as well. I'm going to be coming back to them. Awar Muhammad has joined us this morning here on the show. Maybe I'll give you about 3 minutes to handle the issue of Oliver, and then we'll move on to the next topic.
Thank you so much. Good morning to our cherished viewers, and good morning to my brothers. And thank you so much for the opportunity. I think the 3 minutes is supposed to be some punishment for coming in late. So for, viewers should forgive me that I mixed the time. That's the reason I didn't come. The last time I came here, I came as early as the beginning of the program. So thank you so much. I think Oliver Barker-Vormawor is becoming a nuisance to this country, looking at his activism for the last 8 years when we're in government. And I think, as someone even said in your messages, that he shouldn't be given that publicity, that prominence, and so on, so that at least people will just push him to where he belongs, because this is supposed to be a lawyer. Initially, I heard he was even a PhD candidate in one of the institutions, Ivy League institutions. Is it Oxford or Cambridge or something? You understand? So such a person comes to make wild allegations, say unprintable words in this country, and we still support him. But I was surprised when I was monitoring that my brother Richard is also discrediting someone like Richard Vormawor. The reason is that his boss, Alan Chiramantin, went and approached that person to be his running mate, and he declined.
Really?
Yes.
Before settling on Kwame
before settling on Kwame Danso. He went to him. So you didn't know that he's a discredited person, that you went and you needed that person as your running mate. Look at his actions. Look at what he does. When he started with Fix the Country, he did a lot of things in this country. After the Fix the Country, he said a lot of unprintable works against President Akufo-Addo and the NPP. After that, he said he did what he called the Jolobi.
Occupy Jolobi.
Exactly. The media gave him the opportunity to call that house Jolobi House. He was granting interviews on all the media houses that he's calling our seat of government Jolobi House. And because some people were against the government, so they felt that, well, it's okay for him to say all these things against the seat of government. You remember some June 4th demonstration that they said they wanted to go?
Yeah.
They wanted to go armed, and they wanted private security to support them. Look at when he went and removed the ignition key of the police
car. You
understand? All these happened. Now, the same person is making another allegation. This is the same person who sat on still social media and said he wanted to organize a coup, and he was calling the military useless. And he was arrested for that. He called the military useless because he felt that they should have organized a coup in this country. Adel is saying that, well, there are allegations, we don't need to give this premium and so on, because there are allegations that had come when President Akufo-Addo was appointed as ministers in 2017 and so on. That is true. But it's an allegation between an NDC person and an NDC person. It was Mahama Yarga who said Muntaka took bribe from an appointee of Akufo-Addo to be given to them, and he rejected. So it was a banter between Mahama Yarga, who made that allegation, who is now your majority leader. He made that allegations, and Muntaka denied allegations. They were on Joy News, on News File, throwing allegations at each other. We were just sitting there when they came and said that some people have given bribes and so on. There was a public hearing for Ahayarga, just like what is happening. There was a complete public hearing. He couldn't substantiate it. So he had to come and apologize to Ghanaians and Parliament for saying, for lying. So this man has said these things. Those over there are respected members of Parliament. What they are doing there They are representing the entirety of the country, because the appointments committee is just like parliament sitting.
Yeah.
You cannot have everyone sit. That's the reason there will be a committee. So they are representing the entire country. They are representing myself, you, and almost every Ghanaian watching, because they are our representatives and they're doing the work of parliament. Someone, some way or the other, put out a message that people have taken bribes. And you think that we shouldn't give that premium. They are not saying the whole day will be for him. They will still vet people.
Go on to vet.
But they are saying that the person must come to us and substantiate. He did it in a public domain by putting it on social media for everyone to see. So what will it take when he comes within 10 minutes, 20 minutes, he's able to substantiate or otherwise? Do we want to say that what he's saying is not true? If you look at what he has been doing over time, you may say that he may be lying. But he's saying that some people had taken bribes and they will want to approve people. Logically, it doesn't even sound, because the NDC has overwhelming majority to approve any minister. Why? In 2020, the NDC did not join the appointments committee, but were able to approve our ministers. You remember, in 2016, sorry. In 2017, the NDC boycotted, is it 2020 or 2016? One of the, that was in 2020. They took a boycott, were able to approve our ministers and so on. And it has happened before. MPP has also taken a boycott, and they will still be able to approve them. Now they have 187 people, members of parliament. What they need to do anything in this country is 184. That's what they need, to approve any minister, approve any loan, approve anything, 184. Now they have 187. So who will bribe his way to be approved? That's illogical. But the man is making the allegation.
Is it not the reason we shouldn't even pay attention to this?
No, you see,
Oliver's claims.
You see, one of the MPs, whether he's telling the truth or not, he says when he was coming up, his son asked him, you know, these children, if you know how critical these children are, they watch TV with you and they ask you critical questions that you don't expect a child to ask you. He said, son asked him, so do you take bribe when you are approving people? That's why he said one of his sons. You wouldn't know the age of the son. Maybe the son is around 16, 17, who is following the discourse, who is on social media, he asked him whether you take bribe or not. What we need, what will help our democracy, as that Umar has said, is that he who alleges must prove. And the proof must be done in front of every Ghanaian. I am not really happy with the way Parliament had been dealing with all these things. Over the years, if I hear that Parliament is about to form a committee within Parliament to investigate anything, I tell you the case is dead. Because there is no way, I have never seen Parliament investigate anything. At the end of the day, you see Parliament recommending for someone to be sanctioned or to be even punished or something. The only thing is that the person will write a letter to apologize to Parliament and so on. You remember this current speaker? He made an allegation against Parliament and bribery some time back. Justice Atuguba, and not Justice, the other Atuguba, Dr. Raymond Atuguba, and so on. You remember, they were called, later they only wrote letters to really apologize. That was against judiciary or so. So I believe that the best thing is for us to see him, listen to him. If he has concrete evidence, he should prove, so that at least Ghanaians will know that these individuals went for bribe in order for them to be soft. Because for approval, I don't think they have any difficulties with approval. Maybe on the other for them.
But from what we've seen so far,
soft.
It doesn't look at that it's so soft.
Exactly so. So that's why we are all waiting to hear from him. Because if you look at what some ministers have gone through and so on.
Yeah.
The first day, some of us were not happy the way Bernard Ahiafo was overly interjecting, didn't want them to answer questions and so on. But he felt that no. You see, we want to know their critical minds and so on. The vetting is not necessarily to really check whether it's to check whether the person is competent enough to do the work, whether the person can think on his feet and be able to do some work and so on for the people of this country, and also to check the person's background and so on. So now he allows for all the questions. When the questions come to, when there is the need for him to flag some questions, he flagged them and so on. And he has given us the unimpeded access to ask them all the questions. Look at Omane Boama. If Omane Boama is able to do 6 hours, it tells you that there are more to come, because if Omane Boama is doing 6 hours, I'm told Okujeto Ablakwa is deleting some posts on Facebook. This is on the lighter note, but I heard that he's deleting some of the posts on Facebook because Omane Boama on Facebook alone spent like 3 hours to be reading what he wrote and to be asked to defend them. And it's a very good exercise. So that at least whatever you say in the public domain must be the truth and nothing but the truth. Because you remember the days when Fifi Kwete was the propaganda secretary. He came out with a lot of lies. When he went to Parliament Appointments Committee, he admitted that he was lying when he said President Kufuor sold all the gold in this country. You understand? He admitted that indeed he was lying because he did not get the right information. You understand? So it helps us as young people watching it, so that tomorrow when you're making even anything on social media, when you're putting any post, you know that these are things you will be able to defend, you can substantiate, so that no one will discredit you when you are appointed to a position of trust.
Okay. All right.
For the purposes of education, and I will make reference to what happened in 2017. And I don't think, I think what he makes reference to, it basically comes back to what I actually indicated earlier. Because I had indicated, just as it happened in 2017, a special committee was set up to investigate Ayarege's claim. That's what happened in 2017. That committee was headed by Joe Gate.
Yes.
Special committee set up. I'm saying that the appointments committee, as we speak today, is hauling in Baka Vomo. And I'm saying that on that platform, you cannot be a judge in your own case. If the man says the chairman of the committee, for example, has collected bribe, all the members of the committee have collected bribe, you bring the man in front of you to come and answer for it. Set up, please, let me land. Set up a committee like it was done in 2017. A special committee was set up for 3 days to sit specifically to handle that. While the appointments committee vetting continues. This is my argument. I am not saying discredit it totally. I'm saying he's made an allegation. Deal with it appropriately at the right place. Who is going to judge whether what he's saying is true or true or lies? You know, when the same people he's accusing are the same people who are calling him to come and have a conversation with them. This is my argument. And so, when it happened in 2017, Parliament set up a committee specifically to handle that. This is what I'm saying.
Okay. Rich, if you don't have anything, let's move on.
Sincerely, all I have to say is that my senior brother here just made mention of Alan approaching Vomawo to be his running mate during the 2024 election. That is also an allegation. I'm not privy to such information. The people he had once attempted to work with them as their running mate before KOD came into the picture. At least for some, I am aware. So he is also just making another allegation.
Aside Kwame, who else do you know?
I think he once spoke with... actually, his intent was to work with Abu Sakara.
Okay.
Abu Sakara.
Yeah, remember after you guys did that?
Then he also tried to forge a common front with Chida. He also tried to work with Chida.
Okay.
He also attempted Dr. Sam Ankara.
Okay.
These are the ones that I know about. But for Vomawo, Alan, as I know him, he's very critical and very meticulous. I would have been surprised if he really did so. But this is another allegation, so perhaps we need to form another committee.
So this is not an allegation. I have in my hand gbconline.com.
Okay.
I declined Alan's running mate of Abaka Vomawo. And when you read the story, he said, in an interview with Bola Ray on Star FM on Friday, October 25th, 2024, Oliver Bakamo disclosed that Alan Tremonti reached out to him to be his running mate, but he respectfully declined. In quote, Alan called me to his running mate. I declined, he stated. So this is something that he said. I have the video. Because he said it on Star FM.
Yes,
but I am only giving you the clue. You can let your producers also check. Almost all, even my Joy Online reported.
Another guy in the entertainment space, what do we call him? There's another guy who also said that Alan actually...
Is the presenter or...
No, he's a musician.
But Alan didn't come out to say that it's not true. This is before.
So, like I said, these are not issues that we should spend a lot of time to.
But when you say allegation, these are things that came publicly. There is a video to rate almost all.
That's what I say.
So you didn't know.
Yes, from the inception, I wasn't with Alan.
Okay.
Like I said, I was also...
You are part of those he has recruited.
No. I am no.
Because after elections, he has recruited a lot of people.
I am actually one of the independent presidential candidates. I'm coming. I was one of the independent presidential candidates hopeful. Before Alan extended hand to me to actually work with him, which I did because I realized that, yes, he's been around, he's more matured, he has in-depth knowledge about what our situation is. So if he wants to be the president, it was just my responsibility to support him. That's why I'm saying that some of the things that was happening before I came into the picture, that I don't know.
That's fine.
And as I speak today, I'm not really speaking for Alan. I'm only also contributing to the national conversation. But somebody also...
So you're on this panel, you are not a member of...
No, I am a member of the Movement for Change as it stands now. But what I mean is that I am not a spokesperson of Alan.
Okay.
I'm not his official spokesperson. Some of these allegations, maybe his spokesperson that is a lawyer, Kwame Appiah-Dankwa. He is the official spokesperson for what? Alan. But I'm on this panel as part of his leading
defend
members.
His legacy, to talk about him, and to defend if anything comes.
Yes,
today,
yes.
If you ask me anything about Dr. Baumia, if
that
it's
is
an
what I'm saying. That is
because
what
I
I'm
come
saying
from
that.
the MPP.
That's what I'm saying.
The same as Adel.
Yes,
so
but he's justified that at that time he wasn't around.
He should have ended it there.
I think it's justified that so that he wasn't around.
Yes,
so you can give him the benefit of the doubt for that.
I'm still with him and I still speak for him. And I'll defend him true and true when it necessary.
But only to things that you are aware of.
Only to the thing that
because at that time you were not aware. So I mean, I've seen the story as well. So yes, maybe it's one of the conversations that came up, but you were not privy to. So yeah.
And somebody saying he got less than 30,000 votes, it doesn't really matter. It was a movement for change. Everybody contributed to the change. Even if he had one vote, at least one person has voted for him who believed that.
Trust me, if I contest presidential in this country, I will get more than 100,000 votes.
Oh,
that's you?
Yes, because I have a constituency. Alan didn't have a constituency when he was contesting. He says he's from Ashanti region. He has never voted in Ashanti region before. He votes at Iowa West Wogon. How many votes did he get where he votes? He didn't even get up to 200 votes there. So he didn't have a constituency. I have a constituency. I'm from the Asawasi constituency. That's where I vote. I have another constituency. That's where I was born. You understand? And here in Accra, Trouble, that is where I have been living for the last 7 years or 8 years. You understand? So you have someone who is
so right now you're saying Alan
is a bitter person. Is that what you're saying? Alan is a bitter person who just left the party unprepared.
No,
so definitely, how?
No, if you had
somebody like Alan, if you are told before elections that Alan cannot get out a 50,000 vote, will you believe it?
No, perhaps.
So you think that he said himself
they didn't vote.
He will do that?
Yes, because you see, the agenda was that let's attack MPP so that MPP will fail. Look at him here. When Adel was talking about appointment, which was just a normal thing that Adel was talking about, people going, young people, and so on, he had to rope in Keno Forata. How does Keno Forata come in the conversation? That Keno Forata was given a bouquet.
We're talking about people who are working in
He's talking about first day in office.
No, but we are
the videos Adel was talking about was that Abbas Nuruddin has his first day in office video. you have a
Alec has the same.
Exactly.
The context
you came in and you were just roping in because your agenda is to attack NPP.
No. I'm not here to attack anybody, not to attack NDC, not to attack MPP. We are here to have a national conversation.
How do you rope?
So what I'm saying is that it shouldn't continue. No. I am saying. What I really said was that the first day at work, fine, but it shouldn't continue where in other situations that somebody will go and do some presentation as a minister, come back to the office, and then you organize a fanfare to receive him. That shouldn't continue.
It has even never happened.
So subsequently, we shouldn't see these people come and defend things that are not defendable, and then we'll still be giving them bouquet of flowers that, oh, you have done well.
Exactly so.
That's what you meant to say.
Exactly so. Because at the end of the day, we look at performance and just put that against the mandate that has been given to you. If you perform creditably well, you don't require any pomp and pageantry. You don't require any special fanfare. You should just do your work and live as a citizen, period.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's a good time for us to move to our next topic, which is the altercation that happened in Parliament yesterday. And so the Minority Chief Whip is believed to have been insulted and is asking that something is done about it. Parliament actually tries to settle this. Now, yesterday, so the silly comment was what triggered all of these. And it was because that there was an issue that was supposed to have been discussed. And a micro-minority comment came into the picture. And Anodon Pre was not excited about that. Now, there were verbal exchanges. And unfortunately, comments came out of the acting CEO of Petroleum Commission. Now, in the floor of Parliament, there's been an argument that she comes to apologize. Honorable Haruna Idrisu spoke about it. We also, MP for Etiwa West also spoke about it and said that it's not good, especially after the fight for affirmative action law and all that. We are not expecting women to be behaving the way they are behaving. And that's Koko Asante speaking of that very issue. So maybe I'll start off with Adel.
Yes, PMJ.
People are not excited about this situation. And then again, it's because that we've gotten into power so early. It's not too good for us to be seeing pictures of that, especially coming from a woman. How is the NDC taking this?
Okay, so that comment, especially not coming from a woman, is, I mean, we're all human. People feel pain and pinch when you tell them things they are unhappy about. I mean, today, when we're having all these conversations, will not be the time for blame game. I have indicated, if you remember, after we won the elections, I indicated that the NDC has a lot of work to do, because we would, as much as possible, have to try to make sure that this big win doesn't really get into our heads. And that is what happened to, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP government. I mean, I remember how, when they even sit on telly and they want to talk, we all know how they speak, So, opposition communication and being in government communication certainly cannot be the same. We would have to understand that things would have to be done a bit differently. Now, come to the issues. There are conversations that happened on both sides. Anodon Pre had said things that got her upset. She had said things to him that got him upset. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, for example...
Those comments are a bit unclear. I think what triggered was the micro-minority.
Yes.
So there may have been conversations that maybe we are not privy to, but it was the micro-minority that actually triggered her, Anodon Pre.
Okay. So, micro-minority, I heard, the Speaker of Parliament has...
Try as much as possible to say, we don't have that. He has had his own share of that whole micro-minority thing.
Try to basically run away from it, But in reality, micro-minority, we also has a... Micro-minority. What is micro?
Well, Afenyo-Markin argues that there's nothing like micro.
No problem.
Minority is minority.
No problem. Minority is minority. And then we decided to add a small tag to it. We are micro-minority. It's a minority that sounds so account. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, why? Because I will sit here and then say that, we have 187, we can do whatever we want, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, to a certain extent, when you look at the number of seats that they have in Parliament today, you look at it, of course, certainly, it's pretty much, you know, like an atom. So my argument is that he didn't like the comment micro-minority. And then now he also goes into other things and says that we'll not even vet you today. You see, I'll deal with you in public. And, you know, so she also got infuriated. And then she said stuff back and forth. But you see, what is funny is this. After all of this, she went to him. See, for me, I always say that, listen, you see, when you're looking for wisdom, when you're looking for maturity, it is in people who make mistakes and acknowledge that they have made mistakes. See, that is where the difference is. I always made mistakes the last 8 years. I have. All of us have. But you see, the most wisest amongst all of us and the most matured amongst all of us is the one that acknowledges that, oh yes, I have made mistakes. And for that purpose, I'd like to go and apologize. And then she took a step by walking to him and apologizing. And he admits in Parliament that she came to him to apologize. But then he tags that apology with, you know, like, it was like...
Maybe it could have been done in a better way.
Regardless, I'm saying that. She reached out to him and apologized. For whatever reason she chose to apologize, she could have said not to do it. But she acknowledged that, okay, maybe I went overboard. Maybe there was still a little bit of pride, but no problem, let me still walk to him. And then she walked to him and says, oh, senior, you see, you know, whether you're happy about the way she said it or you're not happy about the way she said it, men are men. Men will forever be men. You see, I always tell people that we try to judge women based on what we've been taught from childhood as who they are. But the truth of the matter is that women go through so much phases in life that we don't go through. Right? From puberty to pregnancy to menopause to, you know, to birth, you know, like even post-birth trauma. You understand what I'm saying? So when we're having conversations and we want to understand, I know someone who virtually never spoke. After she gave birth twice, she and her husband with her issues, now she speaks like anybody. She speaks more than anybody else. She defends herself. She's almost always edgy and all of that. You can cut some slack. Men are men. So micro-minority, into with giddy, another player. Okay, no problem. Why, Yano? She said things that are unacceptable. She's come to you and says, I am sorry. Manunko. And we're still going to Parliament. We're still dragging it. She has to be heard and this person has to do. So for me, I say, listen, what all of us need to understand, and I keep saying this, and I'm proud of her for at least walking to him, regardless. Regardless of whether she said it in a nice way or she said it rudely, she could have decided not to go, but she went, in any case. Like Adel said, the NDC has the majority. We can still pass her on. Nobody can do anything. But she still went to him. That is respect. That is maturity. That is her admitting to the fact that she's made a mistake. KMG, trust me, sitting here, I try as much as possible to hold on to composure. But you would never know. Maybe one day I'll be given an appointment and I may flip. We're human beings. We flip. You understand? So if she's done it and she's apologized, if she didn't apologize, my conversation this morning would have been different. You know? But once she has done that, and he acknowledges that she has done that, and he's gone to Parliament and even indicated that, yes, she has done that, and other people have spoken, Haruna has spoken. You know, like...
You should let it be.
I mean...
Rich?
Yeah. No, as it is often said, to err is human. And if you look at what was happening at Parliament that very moment, a lot of tempers were flying.
Yeah.
Because people were feeling that the vetting committee was being held to ransom. People felt like, let us proceed. And you realize that Honorable Anodon Prayer keep insisting on his position.
Yeah.
At some point, even Honorable Afenyo-Markin, when Honorable Ahiafo said he was appealing to their soft part of their heart, you realize that he came back to say, yes, you are appealing to the soft part of our heart, but yet I still insist that our integrity is being dented. Therefore, it is our responsibility to safeguard our integrity. So he was still insisting on his position. But don't forget that in every human society, you must be ready to compromise. You must be ready to compromise. So if at that very moment, they felt like the incoming Minister for Defense designate is seated there with all his followers. I saw Dr. Dufo, I saw some military couples all there, and they felt like, look, you are keeping them on hold. Let us proceed. And you are still insisting on your stand. Obviously, people will get angry. It's a human institution. So if she gets angry, and then when you use the English word micro, it's semantics. Micro is a word, little. So if she has said little minority, what would be the response? Isn't it little? Because if you have 275, and then you are having, someone is having about 187, and you are having just about 83 or 84, obviously it's micro compared to what the other side of the house has. So
but that issue has been dealt in Parliament, and
but
clearly
there shouldn't be so. Minority is minority.
Exactly.
Minority. So
isn't that you trying to make somebody feel?
Yeah, it was just like
a
she was trying to make a
when
fun
you
of
know
it.
that you're not supposed to.
Yes. Obviously, she erred.
Yes, so you triggered the person to that point.
But that's why I'm saying that nothing happens in a vacuum. What really triggered her anger was the fact that Honorable Adel Dompre was not willing to compromise on his position. Please, are you with me?
Yes, but he also has the right to.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, like what my senior brother said.
Conversation as well.
That's why, in every moment, anything can happen because it's a human institution. So apparently, after that heated argument, she went back and apologized. That should end the issue. You understand? So even when the issue went to the floor of the House, you realize that there were other MPs who were saying that, look, Honorable Adel Dompre, don't escalate it, don't take it further. We will handle it. We will ask her to publicly what? Apologize. And if she does that, so be it. But you see, the issue also should be that Mahama is trying to deviate from this kind of people who you bring into position of authority, and then they will start to demonstrate some high level of bravado, some high level of super confidence and all these things. It is not fair. Because some of those things added up to MPP's defeat. Because people felt that, look, they started to disrespect society or disrespect us. So if Mahama is appointing people and you have been appointed by Mahama, look at the demeanor of Mahama who is appointing you. He's a man of peace, a man who want to build bridges. So if any issue of that happens the next time, please control yourself, consider whoever appointed you, and make sure that you operate within that limit by not trying to do what escalate issues. What really happened there yesterday, for the camera is not good because there was a heated banter between the two of them. I realized that the woman was also training her hands, and women are always women. Sometimes they get so jittery, they get so overwhelmed, they get so worked out with things that shouldn't be. But I would want to plead with NDC that once NPP say they are not comfortable with this nomenclature of micro-minority, let's bring an end to it. Nobody should go and repeat that. But nevertheless, whoever has been wronged should accept the apology and let us move forward as a country because we have so many other things to talk about, which is really more about bread and butter issues.
Okay. Well, I'm also thinking maybe we can look at, when you finish your submission, we'll look at it. What this, does to the affirmative action law, because we saw Akoko Asante, speak and make reference to that. That after all that we have been able to do with affirmative action, we're here when we see a woman, publicly disrespect a man. She was very, very, violent on her words in terms of very strong on her words in terms of what she feels about the situation.
So, Kim,
look at that.
For instance, you invited me here for the program. I came in with someone to support me. You graciously give the person a seat to sit. Then the person comes in and start abusing Sheila or any of your producers. What will happen? Even if Sheila or your producers provoke the person. Wrong is wrong. You don't have any business being there. You went to cheer the man up. And you went there, and one of the panelists saying that someone has dented our image. Let's put this thing to hold and deal with that person before we come back to him. Now, if you know the relationship between Adel Dompre and Omani Boama, you will never think that Adel Dompre will prevent Omani Boama or he will derail him. Yes, because you see, they are from the same region. Again, Adel Dompre was the one who handed over as Nook's president to Omani Boama. He supported him to win as National Nooks president in this country and handed over to him. They are from the same region, they were together. It's one of the reasons people say that Omani Boama used to be an MPP person. You've heard it, that Omani Boama also was an MPP person and he joined and so on. So if you know their relationship, they are still good friends. When Omani was even communications minister, you could go to his office and see Anodompre as MP for Nsamu Adojiri. They are just good friends. Nana, are you a free MP for Ifyasa Sokore? So they are all good friends. They grew up together and so on. So what the lady did, that is the reason Koko Asante was, angry and saying that, well, if you look at what we have fought for, if today we're saying that we're giving the women the opportunity, even in appointment, give them 30%. Today, by 2026, we should reach 20. By 2028, it should be 35%. We're saying in this country, by 2030, we should get 50-50. Even if you are to recruit people in the police service, 5 people being female, 5 people being male. And that is what they have fought for. And they've got it. So you will not abuse a man in public like that. You see, whatever the provocation might have been, especially now that you have been appointed in a position of trust, what signal are you sending to the people you are going to hurt? I don't think she has even been to that office. She's supposed to go to report. She received her letter last week. So I'm sure within this week she will report to the Petroleum Commissioner, CEO. No one is doubting your competence. But unfortunately, the people there in the office will say, is this the person coming to be our boss? When they see you ranting in public, there are certain times that you may even be right. But when you look at the ambience, you just have to keep quiet and leave. I can only say there is an MP that I saw his interview, MP for Keta. I have even posted it on my Facebook page. I think I dove my heart to that MP. Kwame, something I have forgotten the name. You know, these area names are difficult sometimes to mention. He said that the lady did not really try. President Mahama, from day one, when he was swearing in the ministers, told the ministers that eschew arrogance because the people who gave you the mandate are looking at you. If you come and you are arrogant, they will punish your own political party. He is done. Invariably, he's telling them that he is done because after 4 years, he cannot come back again. But if you continue with an arrogance disposition, it will not help. I am happy that Haruna Idrisu has settled the matter. He and Agoja, they have settled the matter. It was indeed Agoja who even sent the lady to Anodompre to apologize. But you see, she created a sin. And the thing is all over social media.
I think it set a bad tone for her, especially where she'll be working. It sets,
because you see, if I am working in Petroleum Commission and I saw the video, her ranting, telling him that, are you not micro-minority? You're calling me silly. You understand? The man was calm and was asking her a question, almost urging her on. And she went ballistic, said a lot of things. You understand?
So she also mentioned that she was not making reference to him.
Exactly. If you're taking it for yourself, but are you not micro? When she said, but you, when you were on radio making a lot of noise. You understand? These are things she said. If she was not referring to, what did she say that he was on TV making noise? You understand? So I think what she has done is not really, we only have to get her apologize. I am happy that she's not meeting the Privileges Committee. She's going to meet the Speaker so that she talk to the Speaker and do a formal apology to Parliament and everyone, because she was within the precinct of Parliament. And she was a guest in Parliament, and a guest in Parliament shouldn't come and abuse. As I alluded to the fact that here, as we are, if I bring in my guest and you graciously get a seat for the person, whatever the provocation might be, the person is not supposed to insult or talk to anyone anyhow, to even create a scene that it will be on social media and so on. It is good that he has really drawn their attention. Sometimes you do all these things to prevent people from coming there to kind of misbehave when they come there. They know that they are within the precinct of Parliament. The apologies alone says a lot, because today, if she apologizes and goes to the office, she will not, I don't think you'll even be happy being in the office within this week, knowing how women, how emotional they are. She'll do it and later feel that indeed she did not do well. That's the reason she went graciously to apologize to the man. But him bringing it to the floor, I think it's okay, so that at least it prevents a lot of people from saying that when you go there, whatever the provocation will be, you can walk out. No one will prevent you from walking out when the person was making the noise. But he does not have anything against Omani Boama. He will even be a happy person to see Omani Boama becoming president of Ghana because of their relationship from when they were boys. You understand? Because when they were in the university, they were together. He handed over to him, helped him win, and handed over to him. And he also served for it's only Okudzeto Black who didn't serve his entire tenure as Nook's president. He was impeached.
Yeah. We'll get to the Omani Boama conversation. Maybe that will be our last topic that we'll take a look at before we wrap up. His vetting yesterday. I mean, there were a few things that he spoke about, most especially the fact that the Flagstaff House still remained Jubilee House. He explained why it is so, and he thinks that it is, Mohammed's idea of fostering continuity in terms of governance and making sure that we do not have to be going back and forth. And a few things that he said about impartiality and all that, we'll be looking at that also. Now, this one says, good morning, sir. MPP has no moral. Okay, I think I've done this message. Let me go on this one. It says that, good morning, KMJ. What is Adel saying? We should sweep under the carpet a bribery allegation against NDC members on the appointment committee. He should note that the allegation was not against the NPP members. He says there are loans to pay at the energy sector loans. Surprising that he doesn't even see that it is the Parliament of Ghana which has been tainted, the same body which must approve the loans he refers to. They shouldn't purge their image. Is this the reason that the wanton destruction of state and private properties by the NDC thugs is going on without the government doing anything to stop it? Okay, so that's the message that you've sent. Let me go and read some more. This one over here says, it's coming from Musa Abato and Aswasin. It says, if Parliament truly value their reputation, they must equally defend the integrity of the Speaker, Alban Bagbin. It is on record that a journalist has accused the Speaker of accepting bribes, a serious allegation that tarnishes not only his image, but also the dignity of the House. Such claims, similar to those involving Oliver Baka-Ovomowo, demand a thorough and impartial investigation. Upholding the Speaker's integrity is crucial to maintaining public confidence in the Parliament as an institution. All right. This one says, Ghanaians are waiting for this day to come. That is why we see all this appointment, excitement that we are seeing now. So it is normal. All we need from them is them to work hard and not fail. The president and Ghanaians, that's from Muwats inside Asatre Elembele. That name always confuses me. This one says, good morning to everyone. It seems the mini-micro minority leader think he is still in power. I want to appeal to NDC MPs in the 9th Parliament. They should put their foot down and deal with situations. So Honorable Ahiafo should not give much opportunity to Honorable Afenyo-Markin. I salute His Excellency Honorable Alex Segbefia, which flip from Keta. Yes, congratulations to Honorable Alex Segbefia. He's the new chief of staff for the vice president. Anyway, we hope to see him here very soon, though. Good morning to you and your guests. We thank God for a decisive win for the NDC, but I am still on my knees pleading my brother Umar to see His Excellency JDM that NABCO trainees are looking on him to honor them by settling their arrears, because governance is a continuous process. Umar, try your best and help NABCO trainees by informing His Excellency JDM. This is my appeal. All right, so that's a message for Adel. Adel, you have a responsibility there. Yeah, okay, great. This one says, good morning, I'm Eben from Kwabinya. My humble appeal to the chairman of the appointment committee is to be patient and should not allow the micro minority to hijack the committee. And due to that, disallowed Honorable Suyeni to make a suggestion. The committee is not above criticism, and I don't think allegations of bribery can make vetting stop today. If the executive can be alleged of taking bribe, why not Parliament and its committees is a non-starter? Let the committee sit today after we lawyer back up for more. Okay, the committee is definitely going to continue its work, by the way. This one over here, it's... Okay, let me go to this one. It says that Afenyo and his legal gymnastics, the mere fact that he is given unlimited time to ask questions at the vetting does not mean he can look in the faces of chiefs, queen mothers, and senior citizens who accompany the various nominees with disrespect and ask endless questions, most of which are repetitive in the nature and meant to catch a nominee off guard. This minority group becoming disruptive. Afenyo, beware. Patrick in Accra sent in that one. That's more like a warning to the Honorable Minority Leader. Good morning, KMJ and your panelists. As usual, the era of empowering corruption, embezzlement, and defending corrupt officials is here again. You won't see any NDC member condemn this action by President Mahama and his Attorney General. But in the NPP, when we heard that fake news that President Akufo-Addo has granted pardon to Atuesien, we came out openly to condemn that action, even though it wasn't true, starting that such actions has the potential to embolden corrupt officials to engage in such dubious actions to defraud the state. Why set up unconstitutional body called Oral to look for corrupt officials and at the same time releasing officials believed to have caused a financial loss to the states in interesting times ahead? And it says, building the Ghana we want, Abdul Karim and in Zuglana Gushegu sent in that one. Okay. Maybe I'll do the last one, then we'll move on to the next topic. This is a very long one. It says, good morning. I'm very disappointed in how Parliament of Ghana thinks it has the powers than any other organ of government. Now, Frank Anodompre inviting the Speaker to direct the acting CEO to appear before privileges is unacceptable. Parliament should know that it isn't superior than any other organ of government. Did the micro-minority chief whip apologize for saying Mahama is a curse to Ghana? What was his response when NDC demanded for an apology? Very strange for NDC MPs to join him after the choice of words he, together with some MPP Goro boys, used on some key members of the NDC, including President Mahama. And the Speaker too said disrespect to Parliament means that there's no democracy. Wow. Is it the Speaker saying democracy exists when the other two organs of the government are disrespected? Very disappointed in the leadership of Parliament, especially the Speaker and the majority. Is this how the NDC MPs, together with the Speaker, intends to use the 2/3 for? We are watching to pass another judgment in 4 years. Remember, what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. Thank you. Kelvin Kinasco sent in that. Good morning. Good morning, my host. Can anybody help Afenyo to understand the meaning of his name until he will continue to go on and on? Moses, Moses, you didn't tell us if you know the meaning of his name. Maybe that would have been better. It would have saved us from trying to find out what the meaning of his name is. Anyway, those are some of the comments you've sent. A big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise this morning for bringing us news flash. You can go ahead and buy from us. We've got a lot to offer in terms of gadgets, and so please do well and come to us and buy from us. You can call the numbers on your screens and also get the Franco Trading app. It's on Google Play Store, and you can actually just have Franco in your hands. The branches, the gadgets, where you can get them and all of that, you can get. them from the app. Also, www.francotrading.com is our website. You can get all the details also there as well. And please make sure that the next time that you're buying your fridge, you're buying your television, you're buying your phones, or you're getting your CCTV cameras, you're getting all of that from Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise says still, phones, papa, fee. All right. So, while I was getting into the issue of the appointment, the vetting for the nominee for defense yesterday, Honorable Omar, let me start off with Adel. He spoke about a few things, which included the name change for the Flagstaff House. He also spoke about protecting Ghanaians from terrorism. He also spoke about, the issue of impartiality as well, that Ghanaians should expect that there won't be any fear of impartiality. And Bevlolate's appointment also, he spoke about it. He commended that also. Which one would you want to touch on? And how did you see the vetting yesterday, by the way? 6 hours. I don't know.
Approximately 3 hours was on social media.
Isn't that the beauty of all the thing that we experience?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I have said, unfortunately, I lost my TikTok account on the night of the elections.
Oh.
And yes, I did.
Was hacked?
I don't see you also, but I...
Yeah.
I was thinking you are on hibernation. Looking for appointment.
So, social media is crucial. And for me, why my social media matters is because it gives me an opportunity. And that is why I have limited myself on TikTok. I do very few videos here and there on Facebook, but TikTok. And I maintain those videos because I want it to be a reminder of the things that I've said, in the past, so that it becomes that guide, going forward, any issue that I have to basically talk about. So it was actually heartbreaking when my account was shut down. And what actually happened? The night of the elections, we had a call that some ballot boxes were being placed in a school bus and being transported, that's Medina constituency, and being transported without polling agents and all of that. And the polling agents were insisting that allow us to all sit inside, it was a problem. So we had to move in. And I got there, did videos and all of that.
I think I saw that video.
I saw that video.
Yeah, I did.
I posted it on TikTok. And now my account was taken away, and I said, hey, these boys at the Flagstaff House, they are doing things. My account just went like that, it was over. And you know what, they said permanently. So I saw permanently, I was
There's no way you're getting it back.
And it wasn't just me, Aristotle, he
also went through the same.
He also lost, his account. And we're now starting a new, I've actually started a new account. So today will be my first video. I'll start posting. So, but social media is that thing, that place that, you would have to always go back to, and it's essential. And for me, I think that for some of the things that he asked them regarding the things that he posted and the kind of, answers that he gave, I mean, he did the best that he could. The issue of impartiality is where I have interest. And KMJ, I've always said this. When there's no fairness, when there's no equity, there's nothing.
Yeah.
The only reason why we are comfortable as a state is because we say we have a constitution that says, freedom and justice. The reality of the case is that if there's no justice, there certainly cannot be freedom. It works, hand in hand. There has to be fairness, there has to be equity in order for people to feel, belonging, in order for people to know that, okay, no matter what happens, if Adel does A, B, C, D, whatever measure is used to handle Adel will be the same measure that is used to handle Awol Muhammad. If you have that, then we're good to go. I'll give you a typical example. Several things have happened in this country where you take a look at the case that has to do with Opuni and take a look at the cases that has to do with Charlotte Osei. And then you look at how it was handled. And you look at the previous government, some of the things that happened and nothing was done. Look at the issue of Madame Cecilia Dapa. Nothing. Like, at the end, the money was even given back. But Opuni was still languishing in court. Then it becomes a problem. Because it is as though there are special sets of rules and regulations, and there's a special constitution for a certain group of people and not the rest. Now, when that happens, it's a problem. The elections you had last year, was an election to tell you that the people of Ghana had come to terms with the fact that certainly this country is an animal farm, place. There's a place where the big ones sit and there's a place where the smaller ones sit, forgetting the fact that the mandate is from the people, not from anybody else. So for me, the issue of impartiality, which he spoke about, look, I have heard people within the NDC, even as we speak today, I've had messages from people who are saying that, oh, why is the NDC being weak? This is not why we voted you into power. We want you to handle them. We want you to deal with them. Look at the appointments committee and look at what the chairman is doing and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the man we all follow, the man we all respect. On the day he stood on the pulpit to speak and say thank you to God and, appreciate all the things that have happened. And on the day that he accepted being the winner of that, elections, he mentioned Bawumia's name. And he mentioned it in a very nice tone and said he wanted to say thank you to him for conceding in time. Because then it doesn't really matter if, at the end of the day, you still become president but people die. I mean, that really doesn't make any sense. So he acknowledges, even though he has his issues with the MPP, and even though the NDC has decided that for all those people who have done things would actually be punished for it, even though he has that, he still handles everybody else with a certain touch of love and care. Why? Because Ghana belongs to each and every one of us. So for me, the issues that has to do with impartiality, and I'd like to call on our supporters, listen, you believed in the man and you voted for him. And you believed that you want certain things to be done. And he says, I have selected Dr. Mani Buama. Dr. Mani Buama has gone to defense. Dr. Mani Buama says that, listen, we're going to try as much as possible to be impartial. Why? Because the Constitution enjoins on us. Awal Muhammad is within the MPP. I'm NDC. If today, Awal goes into something and there's a problem, and Awal is being dealt with in a certain way, if Adel finds himself in that same situation, Adel should be dealt in the same way. If Adel is not dealt with in the same way, Awal will have a problem with that. Why? Because why? Why did you put cuffs on my hands and put me at the back of the car and push me and shove me, and then when Adel did, you came to him with lollipops and said, oh, just sit at the back seat and let's take you. That's the problem. So whatever the situation is, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo has supervised on one of the most porous and most dangerous regime we've ever had. People were hunted, people had to... Look, at the point in time, Joy, what do you call him? Your journalist, the one that had to flee and come back.
Erastus?
No, Erastus was...
Manasseh.
You know what I'm saying? Look at what happened to Erastus.
What happened to him?
What didn't happen? The mining site. Look what happened to him. Cameras brutalized by MPP thugs.
MPP?
Oh, please. Well, maybe you were not here. Maybe you were not paying attention. But I'm saying on authority that they brutalized them. The police officers who went together with him to make arrest couldn't even arrest. they couldn't touch anybody.
I know about that story.
You remember that? You remember what happened?
As to whether it was clear, it was just...
No. Because Erastus has indicated that some of them were known. Cameras taken. This is unacceptable, totally unacceptable. Anybody who defends this is a problem for me, regardless. Because we have sat here and even indicated that if someone has said something and provoked you, you still didn't have the right to insult the person. So let's even say that Erastus was doing something illegal. On what basis do you kidnap him and put him in a car at the point of gun? Like, who does that? So I'm saying the NDC will do whatever it takes to make sure that the right things are done. But fairness and equity is critical. And for someone like Dr. Mani Buama, I am that one person that has a lot of hope on him. He called me 2 years ago to give me some good news, and I have never forgotten that good news he gave me. And we've spoken ever since then, and the guidance and the courage that he continues to give me. He's that one person that when he was moved to the IT department of the NDC,
a lot of things changed for.
And how he stood for the things that he's meticulous. He's meticulous. He's very careful. He's cautious when he's dealing with issues. He doesn't take things on the face value. There are things I sent to him back in the day, and I'll go like, hey, the MPP are doing this. Adel, no, this is one of those things. Leave it. It's nothing. There's really nothing to it. This is the kind of person he is. And
especially with the kind of position he occupies
exactly.
now, defense.
So for me, I think that
you have to be
the issue of the impartiality is what makes a difference for me.
Okay, very well. Let me get to you, Richard.
Yeah. Well, on the vetting of the defense minister designate, besides the fanfare and the issue that happened, it was a good one. Like we always said, anything you say may turn around to come and haunt you. So if you are being vetted and some of the things you posted on your Facebook page has been revisited for you to defend or justify some of the things you put out there, he did his best to explain some of the things he put out there. Some that didn't come from him directly, he accepted it and said, look, I got information from other sources, which I sincerely believe I trusted the source of the information. Therefore, I decided to put it out there. That is good. Now, if you talk about impartiality, it is one of the things that has been affecting Ghana and our democratic growth. Because you see, NPP has said so many things in the past. They've bastardized so many people. NDC has also done the same thing. But it is always in the case that anything that is said against NPP, they don't take it lightly at all. They'll come back at you, and then they'll do anything possible to defend themselves, which is not out of place, though. But the defense minister going in there, we only expect that recruitment into the army should be based on merit. Recruitment into the army should be based on those who actually deserve it. Because in the past, we know that before you join the military, you must have a certain height before you join the military. In this day and age, you see people in the military who are just virtually short individuals. You look at them and you ask, what was the criteria? Very short people. In fact, some of them can stand at my chest level. And I ask, how did they get in there? Perhaps these are political recruitment. And people are being pushed in there because of their affiliations. So I will only ask the incoming defense minister to be very balanced and fair. Whoever is getting the opportunity to serve in the army should deserve it. And you should build an army that the entire country will be proud of. And there's too much politics that has engulfed the army. Too much politics, because there are people who are in the army, but they are declaring their political stance. You understand? And which is not good. We should have an army that is fair, that in the case of anything, we can run to them, that they are our neutral arbiters. But if you have people in the military top hierarchy who are also demonstrating their political affiliations and colorations, it is not proper. So all I can ask him to do is that he should make sure he transforms the military. He should make Ghana military. Now we say we have a 4-star general in the Ghana army, and the Ghana army is so small, so we can't get to a field marshal level. But I only ask that if there is the need, they can expand the army. Because you see, the army can be put into proper use. That's why, for instance, Alan was proposing that he had been given the mandate, he would have ensured that everybody from the university should serve at least 1 year in the military. Why? Because our mindset is not good. Our attitude is not good as people. We are not disciplined. So I want to appeal to the NDC that if they can consider such a proposal, that it should be mandatory, that once you finish secondary school or university, compulsory, once you are medically fit, you should go for military training, at least 3 months, 6 months. It will embed some level of discipline in you. They should also use the army to manage some of our institutions. And look, he made mention of the fact that Galamsey, using the army to fight Galamsey, is not the panacea to the problem that we are facing. But the army is also one thing that also instills fear in people. Sometimes they go out there and the basic fact that the military is here, you see people running helter-skelter. The moment they leave, they come back. So he can use them, but at the same time, if they can form other task forces that will be used in fighting the Galamsey menace, I think it will be good for all of us.
Okay.
But sincerely, I believe Dr. Omani Buama will do a good job. He's a very nice gentleman, and he believes in the vision of John Dramani Mahama, the president. And for you to make somebody your defense minister, that means that is your most trusted individual. Because the military is the same person who can take you off. So once you are putting Dr. Omani Buama there, that means you trust him through and through, and we expect him to do a good job so that the name of John Mahama will rise up in the continent of Africa and beyond.
Very well. Thank you very much, Rich. Wow.
Yes, I think I don't see anything wrong with short people being in security. Those days, they were looking for people who are strong, who are tall, who can instill fear and so on. Now our security has gone beyond bravado. Now our security is intelligence. You may find someone who is short, but is more intelligent on IT, on other things that he will be able to help the military or any security agency. So this is anarchic thinking. This is something that in the US, for instance, I know short people. I have a colleague who is very short. I am taller than him, but he's in the military in the US. Because they don't look at the height again. They look at
so it depends on the department that you go with.
What the person. So you may see someone outside
the department.
Exactly. You may see someone outside with military uniform, but maybe he is not the one you think will go and be guarding the territorial waters, the integrity of the state, and so on. So I think that this is an key thinking that we should just take it out. The thing is that ideally, it wouldn't have been a long or marathon kind of vetting, because usually when defense ministers come like this, they don't take long. Even though Nitu, his second coming, it took him like 3-4 hours. But you see, it is because of the things he has said in the past. And it's really an eye-opener to some of us who are engaged in social media a lot. Be prepared to defend whatever you post there. If you're not sure of the information, don't even keep it there. Because the moment you keep it there, you're lending credence to the story. And that's wrong. Omani Buama, I don't doubt his competence. Okay. When he was communications minister, he did well. So I am not surprised that the president has made him the defense minister, looking at how closer he was with the president. Even those days as communications minister, he was always with the president everywhere in the first term of President Mahama. And as for fairness in recruitment and so on, I think it's the elephant in the room situation where even today, there are people threatening that those who are even in training should even come home because they anticipate that they are affiliated to a political party one way or the other. There is no way that someone will be a Ghanaian and will not be affiliated. For instance, you sitting here, someone can say you are MPP. They have accused you like that. Some say you are NDC and so on. Some will even look at your family and say, you don't know him. He's from this family. Yeah. They are largely NDC or NPP. So if there is an opportunity for someone to be there, no matter the protocol, the person must be a competent person to be there. The partiality and impartiality is immaterial to me now, looking at people campaign for you. The people who campaign for you, now they need this opportunity and so on. What I need is for us to get competent people who measure up to be there as security people to help the people of this country. That's the most important. Because today, if Adel is supposed to send his junior brother, he will send the junior brother. Tomorrow he may not get the junior brother. When I go to him, he can pick my junior brother and send him there. So for protocol, you cannot do away with it. It's there. He says it will be impartial. It means if people qualify to be there, they will be there. That's what I understand by the impartiality. That the person is MPP, I doubt if really there is context between my junior brother who might be an MPP person and Adel's junior brother who might be an NDC person. They are in power and mine will be given the opportunity over his. The most important thing is that if mine is more qualified than his,
he should definitely get it.
Just definitely get it. But if they have more qualified people, they can enlist them, put them there. The thing is that they are to protect the territorial integrity of this country. And let's just put it on record that there's no president who has really done that in these contemporary times than Akufo-Addo. Looking at all our neighbors, they have all got some the Tuareg people, look at Burkina Faso, look at Mali, and so on. But we are yet to record a single one in this country for the last 8 years. It tells you that almost all the African countries, West African countries, our neighbors, have had one or two terrorists coming in to do one or two things there. But in Ghana, we are fortunate that we're able to protect our borders, that they were not able to enter into this country. So I think I wish him well. We wish all the appointees well. I always mention that it is not about your performance that you will win the elections. Ghanaians will look beyond the performance and look at other issues, because if it is about performance, we wouldn't have lost the elections.
Very well. Speaking about protocols, and on a lighter note, because the person who said it made it on a lighter note, Afenyo-Markin telling the Omane Boama that because I'm drilling you, if I come for protocol, don't deny me.
Yes. He said it on a lighter note as well. Yes.
You know, and so yes, with all the tension and everything, there are some very, very exciting things that happen.
If Adel is given the opportunity, I know he will be given the opportunity. I don't have any doubt that he will be appointed, maybe some CEO somewhere to also help. The reason is that he has really worked hard for that. Aside the radio and TV that we made, he's doing a lot of operational work within the youth wing, within the region. So I am upbeat that.
There was times that I was scared for him, actually. You know, when he's not sleeping and in the night, he's looking for videos and evidence and all of that. And I'm like, yo, you can take it slow,
I meet him a lot.
What I was doing worse. He was doing all of us. Obi was doing worse in Kumasi. Forget.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Anyway, gentlemen, thank you so much for making time for me this morning. Richard Suma, Awal Mohammed, Adel, even Sheick, Umar, Ibrahim, joining me this morning here on the show. And we say a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise for making it possible for us to have this conversation here on Prime Morning. There's still more coming up here on the show. We've got trends for you. Shola will be in that picture. Rosalind Felly is still here with me. We've got many other conversations coming up. Nathaniel Ato and the team will be bringing you some updates in the world of sports. All of these here on Prime Morning. My name is KMJ. Please do stay. We're back in a bit.
Or ensuring that people are voting.